Welcome to today's session on mobile learning. In today's session, we will discuss the technology of mobile learning, its impact, as well as the expenditure which you will incur in case you want to implement mobile learning. Mobile learning basically means that the learning which you will receive or which you will impart using mobile devices. It is not essential that a teacher uses mobile, but in mobile learning, normally it is the student who uses the mobile. So mobile learning means that you are learning by using mobile devices. The basic objectives of today's presentation is that we will introduce you the concept of mobile learning, we will discuss its impact, and we will also discuss the cost of its implementation. As I already mentioned, mobile learning means that we are learning through mobile devices or we are pursuing education through mobile devices. Now the big question is that what are these mobile devices? Are they mobile phones? Only? No. Mobile phones are mobile devices undoubtedly, but there are even other mobile devices which are not necessarily mobile phones. For example, tabs such as Samsung Galaxy tabs, Lenovo tabs, Apple's iPad, all these are mobile devices. Then even laptops, you can treat them as a mobile device, but not every laptop you can carry so easily. But nowadays you are having lightweight laptops which you can carry very easily without anybody knowing that you are really carrying a laptop. So even such devices come under mobile devices. Now learning using these mobile devices is something which will lead to convenience to you to learn wherever you are, provided you have the internet connectivity if it is real-time mobile learning. In case it is not real-time mobile learning, then there are no issues. You will be having videos and other content already loaded in your mobile devices which you can use for learning purposes. Now, the advantages of mobile learning are that you can pursue studies from anywhere across the globe and anytime. That is the reason why mobile learning had taken off. Otherwise, just think why you need to really use mobile devices for learning purposes. You have laptops, you have PCs, you have classrooms, but then still mobiles have taken the world of learning by storm because it created a factor of convenience that you don't need to go anywhere to learn, or you don't need to think of the environment where you are present in case you want to learn. The content is always with you, the device is with you. Once the device is with you, it means that the entire institution which is offering you the education is with you. So the main advantage is that you can learn wherever you are at any time. Then you can also focus on the course of your study rather than the place of study. So you don't need to get concerned that, okay, if I have to attend this class, I have to go to that class which is located somewhere maybe 20-30 kilometers away from the place, all these things. If you have a mobile, you can attend the class, but at the same time, the other side should have the facility of streaming the class live to your device. Once they have that facility, once you have a mobile, that's it. You can do the learning from anywhere you want without thinking of the place of study, but you have to just think about the course of study. Then there are also disadvantages. One is connectivity. There is no need for me to tell you that bandwidth is a major constraint due to which maybe you will not be able to download heavy videos, you will not be able to hear to the lectures without interruption. So there will be a number of things, even huge images. All these things will take a lot of time to download in case you don't have good connectivity. So connectivity is a disadvantage because in most parts the connectivity is poor, maybe except those places where you have a Wi-Fi connection or you are in prime areas where your mobile can pick up the signal, and hence the mobile data can give you the complete requisite bandwidth. The other is life of the battery. Many mobile devices come with a very weak battery. They just get exhausted in no time. You use the device for a couple of hours, your battery is off and you have to recharge it. So when you are moving, it is not easy to charge your mobiles. So battery is a concern. So if the battery life is good, then undoubtedly you can continue learning for more time. In case the battery is not good, then there will be a problem. So battery life is something which is very important, not just from learning perspective, even from the perspective of general users of mobile devices, because even speaking is very important. You may get a very important call and your mobile is off because it doesn't have the charge. So life of a battery is very important, not just for mobile learning purposes, but even for other purposes when you are using mobile devices for not just learning purpose, but even from the perspective of anything else. Size of the screen. If the size of the screen is too small, then you may not be able to be satisfied with the learning. But then suppose there is no other option, that you can't really reach the place or you cannot reach the home where you have a larger mobile or a laptop or a PC, or you can watch something on a TV, then there is no other option. Even with a small screen you have to do well. But however, size of the screen matters. Size of the screen will ensure that your eyes are not strained, you can really focus on the content, and you can gain to the maximum extent possible. Then size of the keys. Many mobiles do not have keys at all. Okay, they are touch screens. That is very convenient. But in case you have a mobile which is 4G enabled, and then it is having the buttons, then even that matters, because if the button sizes are very small, maybe your fingers may press more than one button, and which may lead to disruption of the lecture, because the command may say something else which you do not intend. Content development. Normally what is happening is that the content that is developed for the web is being deployed on the mobile devices also. So normally what will happen is that when you are trying to connect through mobile, you type the same website address which you type on a PC, and that's it. The content gets loaded and you carry on. But the major problem is that the content that is developed for a computer is not amenable to the smaller screens devices such as mobile devices. Because if you consider the screen of a PC, it is larger. There you can even have space for the advertisements and other things apart from the content you are focused on. But once you move to mobile, since the size of the screen is less, so the space is also less. Due to that, you should not have advertisements and all content mixed up. Rather than that, the content needs to be fine-tuned and needs to be amenable to the screen of a mobile device. So the content rendering should be in such a way that if a person is trying to access it from a mobile, it should be amenable for only mobiles. In case the person is trying to access the content from a PC, it should be that the content is amenable for a PC. Otherwise, mobile learning may not be really enjoying due to the availability of very less content that is relevant, and the content that is not relevant such as advertisements and other things occupying the small screen more. Another problem is that there are different standards in the mobile communications earlier. One is GSM, then we have CDMA and many other possibilities. And every possibility is having its own limitations. So even they impact the connectivity and they ultimately impact the learning. But nowadays it's 4G, and maybe in a year or two it will be 5G. Once you move to the 4G and 5G, the usage of CDMA has become very less. So now you are really out of woods when you think of the different ways of communicating such as GSM, CDMA and other things. Now it is 4G, in future it is 5G. One limitation is that there are different mobile operating systems such as Android, iOS, Tigen, Sailfish, Ubuntu Touch, Plasma Mobile, and many more. So once the content is rendered on a mobile, the content should be rendered on a mobile in such a way that it should not matter what underlying mobile operating system is present. Let it be Android, let it be iOS, let it be Tigen or anything. So the developer, when he is developing software so that the content is amenable for mobiles, they should also consider different mobile operating systems so that no person with a specific operating system or operating systems is at disadvantage. So if some content is available for Android, it should be available for iOS also. If it is rendered on mobile in a specific way that is appropriate for Android, the same should happen in the case of iOS and Tigen and other mobile operating systems also. Now the advantage is that wide range student satisfaction. So when mobile learning is taking care of these things, there will be a wide range student satisfaction, and more people will try to switch to mobile devices to learn, which means that mobile learning is being embraced and is going to be huge success. So these are some of the disadvantages of mobile learning. Now let us see where the Indira Gandhi National Open University really stands in the case of mobile learning. So one is SMS services. These are things that have been started at IGNOU some years back, and they are still in operation, and students are directly being communicated on their mobile phones through SMS about the classes, about the examinations, about the counseling and other things. So SMS normally goes from IGNOU to the learner. Then also in a specific part of the SMS service, it is possible for the learner to communicate to IGNOU using the SMS. So here an autoresponder will respond to the student's message, and eventually it is possible that the university will communicate to the student on his mobile device. Then also there is a IGNOU Nokia collaboration which led to the mobile enablement of certificate program in functional English. Then also there is some IGNOU Ericsson's course-based SMS alert service. And not everything which I quoted are in operation. Some things were planned, some things were implemented, some things were even available now. Okay, so but these are the things that were done at the Indira Gandhi National Open University in the area of mobile learning. Now let me briefly discuss the mobile learning that took place by IGNOU in collaboration with the Nokia. The objective is to teach English using the native language of the learner with the mobile device. So let me just explain this particular objective further elaborately. Now suppose you know only Marathi, then you will be taught English using Marathi. Suppose you know only Hindi, then you will be taught English using Hindi. Suppose you know Telugu, then you will be taught English using Telugu. So the objective is that you will be taught English using the native language with your mobile device. And basically there is a program called Certificate Program in Functional English that was enabled for the mobile learning. So CFE, it is being offered on Nokia's devices which support the Nokia's Life Tools. Of course, at present this particular project is not in operation. It was done earlier. Okay, but then this is a big experience of implementation of mobile learning in real life in the field for the students of IGNOU. Learners also received multilingual SMS at a certain frequency. For example, let me say that you are learning English using Telugu. Then you will receive a message which is SMS which is having both Telugu as well as English. So basically it will be a translation of Telugu script in English script so that you can learn what a word in English is mapping to the Telugu word so that when you speak, you can start speaking in that way. And of course, such mapping may not perfectly equip you with fluent English speaking, but definitely you will be acquainted with the functional English. Initially, Marathi, Tamil, and Hindi were supported under this particular project. Now, let us see to what extent the wireless networks show impact on the paradigm of mobile learning. All administrative services can be offered through mobile learning. Most of the academic services can be offered, like courses which are largely practical in nature, such as MBBS and engineering. They will be able to use 3G and 4G wireless networks to some extent. Of course, they have to depend on the simulations. The impact of 2G networks on mobile learning will be minimal due to the lower data rates. See, mobile learning requires high data rate. Currently, 4G is available. So, anybody who is having a older mobile phone and it is not running 4G but running less than 4G means they may face difficulty learning using mobile devices. So, the impact of 2G networks on mobile learning will be minimal due to the lower data rates, and higher educational institutions can offer courses at international level due to the 4G networks that are prevailing today across the country. And in future, 5G networks are going to come into the picture. So then great things can be done because the bandwidth is going to be large and they are going to be high speed networks. Now, as on date, where the mobile learning stands. One is mobile classroom. Basically, this is the name of a software, mobile classroom. And here the front end will be the MLE, which is a mobile learning engine. The back end will be a learning management system, which is a Moodle, which is a free and open source LMS, which is being used worldwide. And then we also have mobile version of the Moodle, which is called Momo in short. And there are several countries that are using this particular combination. And if I have to tell you one specific example, for example, a school in the Austria uses the mobile classroom to teach German to its students. So this is the architecture you can see for the mobile learning. The other is MobiLearn. It is funded by the European Commission. This project, there are 24 partners from the Europe, Israel, Switzerland, USA and Australia. And also the special interest group of this particular MobiLearn project contains 250 institutions worldwide. So it is a huge network which is working on the mobile learning. So currently already mobile learning has taken off. Most of us are using mobile devices for learning, for watching the YouTube videos, for connecting to the Google Meet and other things. And in future, it is going to improve further. The objectives of the MobiLearn project are effective teaching or learning in a mobile environment, instructional design and content development, development of a reference mobile learning architecture, collaborative learning applications for a mobile environment. So these are some of the objectives of this project. So the objectives are that ultimately to create such applications that will be very useful in the mobile environment, and these applications should be in a reusable mode. The projects under MobiLearn are mLearning, Handscape, Chimer. These are the projects that are undertaken under MobiLearn project. The project mLearning is funded by the European Union and it is a 3.5 million euros project. So it is a very, very huge project. So the objectives of this particular project are to improve the literacy levels of middle-aged group, create interest in the target group for lifelong learning, and it aims to achieve objectives by using the interest of the target group in mobile devices. For example, if you consider the Maths for Life project, it is a 3-year research project using M-learning, and its objective is to create interest in mathematics who are reluctant to learn maths. See, one important thing is that if you are reluctant to learn something, if an appropriate way is used, then you will be very eager to learn. So, if somebody is not interested in mathematics, then how to teach them mathematics is the objective, and a particular technique is being used through mobile devices so that the people become more and more interested towards the mathematics. Then you can also put sophisticated mobile learning materials. Then there are quizzes in the mathematics, and then there is a detailed report on the progress of the learning of the student under Maths for Life project. So the audience of Maths for Life are adults, ESOL members, ex-offenders, and families. There is one more project for ESOL, that is Moblogging for ESOL. These are photojournalists, and the participants include a lady in her 60s and a visually impaired learner. So all these things are becoming possible only due to the mobile learning, because if you have a blog on a website, we simply call blog, but when you are having blog on a mobile and you are using to blog using mobile devices, it is called a moblogging. There are several work-based skills for promotions. For that, we can use the SMS to improve skills for people in remote areas, customized SMS-based skill checks for 15 key employment sectors, SMS quizzes, phone games, promotional material to improve skills or find a job using the mobile devices. Now, let us see what is meant by the virtual exchange. Here we have a media board. We also have the ESOL, which stands for English to Speakers of Other Languages learners in Australia and UK, using media board to work together on online projects to improve their ICT and skills in the English using mobile devices. Mobile learning for the work-based learning, under which care, cleaning and logistics are taken care of. So the handsets are loaded with the content, then face-to-face sessions are taken place, then support will be given through the phone, then also text-based support will be possible, and then online tutor support will also be available. So when you are implementing mobile learning, it is possible that you preload the mobiles with the content, then organize the face-to-face session separately, support the student through the phone, support the student through text such as chatting or even SMS, then online tutor support through a Google Meet or a similar package. Then there are Java games. You can develop game to inculcate learning in the student. So the student will use mobile and he will play the game, and in the due course he will also learn. It is possible to teach mathematics and many more things using games to those people who are interested in games but not interested in learning a specific subject. Then there are several M-learning products. One is SMS Quiz Author, it is web-based product. Then My Learning Author for Pocket PCs, then Pocket PC Learning Packs, Media Board, then Get Mobile CD. Then Media Board, basically it enables to work as a team. It uses photographs, it records audio, it runs audio, it creates websites, it supports placements, it makes inquiries, surveys, and it conducts interviews. In the case of Get Mobile CD, the learning materials are free. Then there are case studies, overviews, and reference materials. Then we have a project Handscape. It's funded by the Intel Corporation. So in this, several institutions are involved. It is a 3-year research project funded by the Intel Corporation. In that we have a Catalina Island Marine Institute, then HCI at Cornell University. So HCI stands for Human Computer Interaction Department at the Cornell University. So the objectives are to explore the design, uses and evaluation of mobile guides in museums and other heritage sites as compared to the live proctors, as well as enrich experience of visitors to museums. Then we have a project Chimer. The objective is to develop and implement mobile applications using GPS and GIS technologies. There are 14 institutions involved, including schools across 6 countries, including Lithuania, Slovenia, and other countries. Teachers from 6 schools are involved. Chimer introduced at school level under mobile learning curriculum. It is a GIS platform which serves multimedia information to mobile devices. It supports pocket PCs, tablet PCs, and many mobile devices. It supports audio, video, satellite images, maps, and all these things can be retrieved using the GIS platform. The applications of Chimer include like find where you are when you are lost, find information about the tourist sites, and also routes to navigate through territory. So the impact of mobile learning is that it boosts productivity due to quick access to information. In the case of medical sciences, improvement in student clinical competency and confidence levels was found, acquisition and enhancement of students' theoretical knowledge, and positive impact on academic achievement and conversational skills. And above everything, it enables you to learn wherever you are and whenever you want. Then there is a cost to implement the mobile learning. One is the upfront LMS cost, then per user fees. Many LMS which are meant for mobile devices also charge per user fees. Maybe the package is free, but as the users increase, more and more fees they will get. So it will be per user fees scheme. Then you need to develop responsive content for the mobile devices, resource migration, payroll expenses, learning cover costs, then UX, UI, user interface design and testing, then ongoing mobile app maintenance, such as the mobile operating system is new versions of mobile operating system are released. As the new versions of mobile operating systems are released, the mobile app which is implementing mobile learning should also be appropriately upgraded. So these are some of the advantages of the mobile learning. We have also seen its impact as well as the cost to implement. Mobile learning is here to stay. It will become more and more advanced. Maybe in future, it may even replace other modes of learning. So I wish you all the best in learning using mobile devices. In case you are not yet using your mobiles for learning purposes, start using them. Otherwise, you may be left behind in the future. Thank you very much.